Jackson Besant is just like any other kid in elementary school. He's a carefree, joyful boy who enjoys fishing, playing outdoors, and spending time with his family. The one thing that sets Jackson apart from other children is his rare condition, Treacher-Collins syndrome. This condition impacts the development of bones and facial tissue, leaving Jackson nearly deaf and requiring surgery to reconstruct his eye socket. Unfortunately, it has also made him a target for relentless bullying from peers and even some adults. When his father, Dan, discovered that Jackson had been labeled a monster at school, he felt utterly heartbroken. Determined to put an end to the torment, the distraught dad resolved to teach Jackson's bullies a lesson. Jackson's dad, Dan, has witnessed this bullying time and again. He recalls walking down the street with his son and hearing a woman pass by them say, "Did you see that little boy's face?" Any parent would find it hard not to step in when they see their child being bullied, but Dan generally managed to keep his cool and focus on keeping his son happy and grounded. However, a recent incident at school meant that Dan just couldn't stay quiet any longer. Jackson Besant was eating breakfast in the school cafeteria when 3 older boys approached him. They started taunting him, calling him ugly and a monster. Jackson sat there, helplessly being bullied, until a teacher's aide finally took notice and stopped the cruel torment before it escalated further. When Dan heard the story, he couldn't hold back his tears. But things were far from over. This surely wasn't the first time Jackson had been bullied, and Dan was determined to make it the last. Enough was enough, and Dan was about to ensure that all of his son's tormentors got that message. Fed up with always seeing his little boy teased, taunted, and humiliated, he took to Facebook to write a heartfelt post calling out the bullies. Dan wrote, "My heart is in pieces right now, and my soul feels like it's ripping from my chest," he began. According to People magazine, this beautiful young man, my son Jackson, has to endure a constant barrage of derogatory comments and ignorance like I've never witnessed. He's called ugly, freak, and monster on a daily basis by his peers at school. He talks about suicide, and he's not quite 8. He says he has no friends and everyone hates him. Kids throw rocks at him and push him, shouting these horrific words. Please, take a minute to imagine if this were your child. Take a minute to educate your children about special needs. Talk to them about compassion and love for our fellow man. His condition is called Treacher-Collins. Maybe even look it up. He's endured horrific surgery and has several more in the coming years. Dan continued, while some might criticize the school or the teachers for the bullying Jackson had to endure, I don't blame them, and I don't want others to either. Instead, I want to lay the blame where the responsibility belongs, with the parents who failed to teach their children kindness, compassion, and acceptance. I want parents to see my post and feel my heartbreak. Please educate your children and let them know that bullying is not okay. This shouldn't be happening to anyone. Because Jackson was born with Treacher-Collins syndrome, his appearance often garnered negative attention. The rare condition affects the development of bones and facial tissues, causing improper development and visible deformity. Sadly, he will have to undergo many more procedures throughout his life. After reading Dan's post, kids at Jackson's school reached out to him and his family, wanting to befriend and protect the boy. Dan's heart-rending words even helped connect Jackson to 2 kids living in the same area who also have Treacher-Collins syndrome. They're now planning to meet for a playdate. Feeling overwhelmed by the support, Dan established a P.O. box for those wishing to send Jackson letters or cards, and it has quickly filled up. Reading Dan's heartfelt Facebook plea and learning about the torment Jackson faced from other kids truly broke my heart. No one should have to endure bullying. Much of it may be unintentional. Children often make remarks based on their observations, unaware of the realities behind them or the impact their words can have on others. But as Dan proved, a little education can end a lot of torment. Share Jackson's story if you agree. I hope you like this story. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.